Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are back again on YouTube. Okay, so far we're doing pretty well with the schedule. I'm doing as promised, a video a week, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. I mean, of course you did, or else you would not be clicking on this video. But today I have what is regarded within the community, within the industry, as one of the most expensive foundations on the market. And trust me, it took a lot for me to buy it. Let me tell you why. I've seen this foundation for so many years. I've known about it for so many years. I've seen so many YouTube videos on it as well. And I know this foundation has had iterations in the past. This is the most modern and most recent iteration of the foundation. And I just don't know. I just never really saw the appeal to it as of recently. You know, she's on TikTok. I watch TikToks all the time. I've seen so many TikTokers talk about this specific foundation, which let me just show it to you guys because the presentation is just beautiful. It is the La Prairie Skin Caviar Foundation plus concealer, and it also has SPF 15, which is not going to do me too much good because I'm filming this at night. It is $275, which, I mean, it's still a lot, but that is arguably one of the lower end products of La Prairie because they do have their platinum rare cellular rejuvenation line, which nothing in that line goes under $1,000. They have their Skin Caviar skincare line, which nothing in that line goes under $300. So this is pretty cheap for La Prairie. This is pretty cheap. So a lot of influencers on TikTok have been showing off this foundation. They're saying it's so expensive, it's so amazing, and then I see their skin after they apply it and it looks beautiful and it looks radiant. I'm just like, oh my god, I need you and I have you now. And now I went a step above the influencers because, I mean, I'm me and I have to go a step above. I'm not just gonna put this foundation with any random old brush I have in my arsenal. So I took it a step further and I also purchased the La Prairie foundation brush. The foundation brush was, I believe, $159 after taxes, and I wasn't gonna buy it. I wasn't gonna buy it. I was like, no, I've got too many brushes. I might as well just use one of my own. But I just kept looking at it and I'm just like, oh, it's beautiful, it's weighty. And then when I felt the bristles, I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. That feels so nice. And like, look, given the day job I have, I get gifted a lot of makeup products and I get gifted a lot of makeup brushes as well. So I have a lot. And I like them, they're great, they work amazing, but this just does not feel like anything else I have in my arsenal. Plus it's La Prairie. I also did buy it for the branding, like it matches the bottle as well. We're gonna make do with all the makeup I have and do the most expensive products I have while trying out one of the most expensive foundations. So if you wanna see that, then keep on watching. First, I'm gonna prep my skin, and I'm gonna prep my skin with one of the most expensive primers I have. I'm obviously not gonna do a Euphoria primer or an Exa primer or a Milk primer. I'm going in with the Victoria Beckham by Augustinus Butter Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer in Golden, because it's gonna give me a little bit of a glow. And I just do 2 pumps of this, and then we prime. Look at that sheen to press it in. I do like this primer because it leaves your skin with like an HD filter on it with no matter whatever you put on it. I tried it with my House Labs foundation, that primer, and oh, my skin looked amazing the whole day. Didn't break up, didn't peel, and I absolutely love it. Okay, now I've seen a lot of reviews on this foundation. People say this is not full coverage, this is extreme coverage. And also, I should point out, they have decreased their shade range from the last time I took a gander at La Prairie. So before, the deepest shade used to be Mocha, which I was like, okay, I'm probably the deepest shade. That shade's been discontinued, so now the deepest shade is Soleil Pêche. So it's gonna look light in the camera, but that is the deepest shade they have, I know. And I mean, look, there's so much to talk about. Should they make deeper shades? Should they not? I mean, they're a Switzerland-based brand, and a lot of their clientele is from Asia, and I know they do incredibly well in Asia, they do incredibly well in Canada, and they do incredibly well in their home country of Switzerland, and it's a slippery slope. I do feel like if you are selling cosmetics in an American market, you definitely should cater a wide enough shade range for all the skins of America. If you're selling in Asia, I mean, to each their own in Asia, but if you're selling in America, I do feel like you should have at least like 3-4 more shades deeper for this foundation, especially with the popularity it is garnering on social media. I mean, they probably should. Okay, I'm sure you guys seen the concealer is right here. That is the concealer for Soleil Peche. Now we're gonna try it on, and that looks like my shade. Well, it kind of looks like my shade. Then I'm gonna take my brush. I'm excited. Okay, just gonna apply it straight from the applicator. Cause, oh, that is light. That is light. Actually, I just want to do one side of my face just to see what that will look like. My one complaint also that the bottle is plastic, and for a foundation that costs nearly $300 with tax included, I would expect a glass bottle. It has the skin caviar smell, which I do like. I don't mind. I think that's a lot. I do think that's a lot. So I'm gonna take my little pretty brush and we will blend. Okay. Oh, this brush definitely buffs it really well. Okay, I love it. Okay, it's in half of my face. As you can see, it looks light. It looks light. I am confident it does oxidize because it does have SPF 15. And actually, when I tried it at the store at Bloomingdale's, because I was curious, after a while I did notice it oxidizing on my skin. So yeah, there's a huge difference between this and this, which is my natural skin tone. But I will say is that the brush is actually incredible. Like, the brush does a really good job of buffing everything in really well. I won't say this, I don't think this foundation is extreme coverage like people say. It's like a medium coverage foundation, but I like how it looks thus far. Oh my god, that backlighting just does not do me any favors at all. So let me blend out the other side and I will come back to you guys. Okay, so I've applied it all over my face. It is very light, however, even with my chest, it's actually slightly a bit too light. Again, this is the deepest shade they have, but I will say the brush is actually really impressing me right now because it did a good job at just buffing everything in and making everything look like skin. I do like how this looks, and I do trust the process all the time. I do trust that it's gonna look better once we're fully done with it. But yeah, in the backlighting, you can definitely tell this is very light. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of like how this is wearing, and I like how this looks. I'm cleaning the bottle because I mean it's $280, I have to clean it. But yeah, also I did notice it is actually glass, but it's almost like it's glass inside and then the outside is plastic, which is pretty interesting. I didn't expect. Oh, we will trust the process and we will do our concealer now with the actual concealer that this comes with, and they so diligently gave us a free concealer brush as well. It actually also comes with a mirror too, so they were gracious to give us a mirror as well. Which, okay, this concealer is very light. Okay, this brush is good to apply the concealer, but it's not really good to blend out the concealer, so I'm gonna blend it out with my finger. Okay, their concealer's really good. Their concealer's really good, and I can't deny that. It's a really good concealer. And I like to think I'm a connoisseur of concealers. I've tried so many concealers already, from liquid to cream to stick concealers. Like, to this day, still my all-time favorite concealer is probably the Jones Road base pencil. And this just gives me like a nice fuller coverage. I want to add a little more here. Again, I still look, actually it has oxidized just a tiny bit, which I'm kind of happy about. But I'm a firm believer in trust the process, trust that it's gonna look okay, trust that it's gonna look great. We're gonna do the rest of my face and I will be right back. I don't think I'm gonna give you guys a full, as long of a wear test as I possibly can. It is 6 p.m. right now, so maybe if I stay up till like 1 in the morning, I will give you guys a great wear test for you guys, like a 6-7 hour wear test. So let me do the rest of the makeup and I will be right back. Okay, I'm here. I'm done with the makeup. I did like the lightest of light glam, no pun intended, for the La Prairie Skin Caviar foundation. I will say, as the time is going by, I do kind of like the lighter color on me. It's not too much of a light color. I'm just like, oh my god, I look like I'm doing white face, but it is like a lighter color. This is what I did on my face just to remedy the situation. I went in with my House Labs bronzer in the shade medium level 6, which is actually one of my favorite bronzers to date. I absolutely love it. And then I went in with my beautiful and trusty Hermes blush in the shade Rose Ombre. It's just this beautiful blush shade which I've had for about 2 years now, and I know the period after opening is a year, but I mean, it still smells good and it still looks good. And then we did probably one of the more expensive highlighters I have. Surprisingly, I don't have that many expensive highlighters. I wish I did. 2023, we're getting more expensive makeup. This is the Westman Atelier lit up highlight stick in the shade Lit. So it's the one that has like the purple iridescence to it. I did like a small amount, but you can kind of see it there. I like it. And then after that, on my eyes, I did like the lightest glam possible. Usually nowadays, I mean, my makeup has changed since the last time I've been on YouTube. I mean, now I do a little more glam than before. So I did the Victoria Beckham, what's this called? The Victoria Beckham Instant Brightening Waterline Pencil. So this is the one beige pencil that you do like just in your waterline. And then on my brows, I just went in. I don't have expensive brow products. I did, and then I finished it, and then I never bought it because I saw this. This is the Jones Road brow pencil, which is amazing, and let me tell you why. This product is amazing because if you look really closely, I don't know if it's gonna zoom in on the camera, but if you were to look super closely at that brow pencil, it has tiny little microfibers, and those microfibers, oh there you can see it. Those microfibers are supposed to mimic real brow hairs when you apply it, so that when you lay this brow pencil on your brows, those little fibers work as almost like a stamp, so that when you're applying the pencil, it just comes off super natural. I mean, my brows are pretty natural. I went in with the Westman Atelier iPods. This is in their I Love You set. So this is what came out for Christmas, so I've had these, and I did the shade, what's this shade called? I did the shade Fête, which is this one right here. I did like the sheerest amount. I don't even know if the camera will catch that like tiny little glimmer I did. What I like about these shadows, especially the Fête color, is that it's like super micro glitters that you see. So it's not like chunky glitters on your eyes, it's just like tiny little elegant, luxurious micro glitters. So for powder, I was gonna do my Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder in the shade Translucent, because that's the shade I have right here. But since this foundation is already pretty light, what I do like about that powder is that it does oxidize a little bit, but I have the translucent, so it's not gonna oxidize. So I decided to do an even more expensive powder. I went in, and you know this, if you've been here for at least 2 years, my all-time favorite foundation of all time, it's up there, is the La Mer Soft Moisture Powder Foundation. And I've hit pan on this already. That's how much I love it. I've hit pan on this. I decided to do this powder on top of that foundation to maybe lessen the damage of the of the La Prairie being a little too light for me. But yeah, that's my whole face, and then let me just show you a better light. So this is what the foundation looks like, just like with the light just shining on me. It doesn't look too light, like on my neck, maybe just like a little bit, but like it really doesn't look like I'm wearing like a white fair color. It just looks like I'm wearing like a medium light color, which I mean, I can always bronze a little more, but I just wanted to do it to get an idea of what this will look like with like full glam, just doing like medium glam. And I like it. I might come back in like a couple of hours, let you guys know how it wears, let you know if it oxidizes, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I will say my skin, like in real life, looks so unreal. I'm just like, oh my god, I think I did a good investment. Oh, and like, see, this is why I like lighter foundations. This is why I should probably do my foundations a tad bit lighter, just because everything pops a little more. Like my blush is popping a little more, The bronzers pop a little more. When I do like a foundation that is like my skin, kind of like my skin, like a skin tint, I feel like nothing pops just because it already looks like my skin color, and then I'm applying everything else. So it just blends in with my skin, which I guess that's like the purpose of all like the complexion products. But like I kind of want it to pop a little more, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It still does look a little light. It still does look a little light, but it's been an hour, so it's oxidized a little more in my skin. It doesn't look as crazy when we first started. Like when I first applied it, it was light. I was a little scared. I thought I was gonna return it. But now, oh, I kind of like this. No, I like it. Oh, okay, I'm just feeling myself right now. Okay, so it is about 2 in the morning. The hair's undone, the pajamas are on. I'm ready to go to bed, but I will say I am beyond impressed with how this makeup looks. I mean, the foundation oxidized incredibly well on my face. Like, it doesn't look too light anymore. It doesn't look like that stark light that we saw in the beginning. I was a little scared with how it was gonna look, but it's been how many hours? It's been 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's been 8 hours, and this foundation still looks like when I applied it. However, it looks like when I applied it, but it looks like my color now, which I love. I mean, I can't stop staring at myself. Everything has laid in place. I don't think anything has really broken apart or really come down any bad, any worse. I mean, trust me, over the last year I've tried foundations and I'm just like, they are horrible and I will never try them again. I mean, look, the highlight just stays put a lot better than with my other foundation. This is a cream highlight on top of this foundation, and I just love how that stays put. But also you can tell this is a highlight. Like, you can tell this is a highlighter I applied, nothing broke apart. And that was one thing I was a little worried about, is if the cream highlighter from Westman Atelier was gonna break apart my foundation, but it did not. And I'm looking super closely, the concealer has stayed put. And also, that's another thing, I've tried concealers already that I'm just like, never trying them again. No creases. Girl, I see no creases. I see no creasing. My skin looks amazing with this, by the way. You see the shine, but it isn't like an oily shine. It's just like a natural radiance, because it isn't a matte formula. I will say that. It's like a skin finish. Like, I can tell that this is like a medium to full. I feel like I could definitely build this foundation up a little bit more, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to. And I love how this photographs too. Like, this foundation photographs incredibly well and it looks amazing. Like, I can't stop staring at myself. I can't stop staring at myself, and this is definitely a foundation that I see myself wearing time and time again, although not too often because it is $280, $300 after taxes. So exactly how often am I gonna wear this foundation? I mean, I'll still wear it. So overall, do I love the La Prairie Skin Caviar Concealer Foundation with SPF 15? Yes, I do love it. Formulate this foundation, or if they're gonna bring back some of the shades, I don't know. I'll say the foundation I love. The concealer laid really well. I know that they have a concealer pen, which I actually did try at Bloomingdale's, and that concealer pen, let me tell you, that concealer pen is phenomenal. Like, it is phenomenal. I'm so sad that they didn't have my shade, but I gave like the SA at Bloomingdale's like all of my info. I'm just like, you let me know when that shade 5 comes in stock and I will be the first person to purchase it. I love how it wears. I love how it feels. It, as surprising as it is, it doesn't feel like I have any makeup on, at least to me. It feels like a very weightless finish, but I love the coverage. I love the finish. I love how it looks. I think maybe for the next time, I am gonna probably try a matte setting powder instead of the La Mer Soft Moisture, because as the title suggests, this is a moisturizing powder, and with a moisturizing powder, you're definitely gonna see some shine. So I think that's what I am seeing right here. Wherever I apply the powder, I am seeing some shine. Actually, not right here, but And the other parts I applied the powder, I definitely am seeing some shine. So I think I do want to go in with like a matte setting powder. And now that I do know that this oxidizes to my skin color, I might try next with the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Press Powder, which is a matte powder. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found some information that you were needing if you were considering the La Prairie foundation. Or if you haven't, maybe this is just like a rundown memory lane, or if you're just interested and curious and you want to know more about it, I hope you found some information. I hope the wear test helped out as well. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a massive thumbs up and comment down below any other videos you'd like to see from me. I am starting to film a little more frequently because I'm just trying to have like a catalog of videos that I'm able to upload every week. So if you want me to do anything else, let me know and I will take it under consideration. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I will take it under consideration. And if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe. I make new videos every week, so please make sure to subscribe so you'll stay updated and you'll be notified when I upload a brand new video. I also have a TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm everywhere. You can't escape me. You can find me everywhere. And with that being said, thanks for watching and I will see you next week for another video. Goodbye.